Okay, first thing you're going to do is look for colors that are similar enough to the colors in your animal's eye. You're also all going to need black and white because that will be in every eye no matter what. You can test out the colors a little bit first on your paper or in your sketchbook, and then you can move on. You want to make sure you end with black though, because it's really dark, and if you start with it too soon, it will kind of smear and get everywhere. We are exaggerating the colors a little bit, so you can pick more vibrant and bright colors than what's in your eye. If I was going for super realistic, I probably would not be using this teal. I would be using a more muted green. But we do want to do that post-impressionist look, so we are going to exaggerate it just a little bit. So first, I'm pressing really hard around the outline with the color similar to one I see in my picture. And now I'm going to press really lightly around this, and then go in with my next colors. So next I'm going to add a lighter green. I'm going to make sure I clean it off first, and I'm going to just swirl it around in the area where I pressed really lightly with that teal. And I'm going to start with pressing kind of hard with this color, and then lightly after that. So I'm pressing hard over top of the teal color, and then I'm going to start pressing lightly. And from here on out, I'm going to start kind of coloring so it's pointing towards the pupil. That way I can get like a little bit of that texture in the eye. Okay, and I definitely have like orange and yellow in my eye, so before I go to orange, I'm going to go to yellow because yellow mixes better with green. Even if I don't quite see as much of the yellow, and I see more of like a muted yellow, again, if I was trying to make it look realistic, I would pick that brownish yellow, but I'm not trying to make it look super realistic. I do want it to look more post-impressionist, so I'm gonna go for more vibrant colors, like I said. Okay, so now again, I'm starting to color pointing towards the pupil like this, pressing hard first over top of the area of green that I pressed lightly, and then I'll press lightly with the yellow. Okay, and now I'm going to clean off my yellow because it's all dirty before I add it again. Alright, so now I'm adding it again, but this time lightly, and also again making sure it's completely clean. I didn't clean it off super well, so I still see some green on it. And now I can go in with my next color, and I will be using a yellow orange next. Again, make sure it's really cleaned off first. Okay, and same thing, again, pressing harder and then lighter. But since yellow is like the lighter color, that means it's the blender color. So I do have to go back over this area if I want it to be blended. Just one more time with the yellow. But I'm gonna go ahead and press lightly with this orange. I'm gonna take it all the way to the pupil. Okay, and I'm gonna go back in with this yellow so I can blend the yellow and the yellow orange. Again, when I'm coloring, I'm kind of pointing towards the pupil. Okay, and I'll add my last color next, which I'm going to do this really vibrant orange. It's the same kind of situation that I just did though, where the orange is darker than my yellow orange, so I do have to go back in with the yellow orange if I want them to be blended. And one thing I don't want you guys to do with the eye is the paper towel method, just because the paper towel method tends to take off color when you blend with the paper towel, and we don't want to take off any color for the eye. We wanted to make sure it stays really, really vibrant. So we are going to just blend with the pressure of our oil pastels rather than with, wiping it with paper towel. Okay, and I'm just going to go back in with my yellow to make sure I can fill in, oh no, clean it off, to make sure I can fill in all the white spaces I see. And then the last thing is to get your reflection and to fill in the pupil and all that. But we'll do the reflection first. I have like a couple different areas. I have like a brighter white area kind of like next to the pupil and under the pupil. If your reflection is on the pupil, you will like save that, meaning like with a pencil, you will circle around that area and make sure when you go in with the black, you don't actually color that. If it is on the iris, the colored part, you can just add it after all the coloring. But it's really hard to add white over black, so you want to make sure if you have a little white reflection mark on your pupil, again, that you save it, meaning you draw out where it's going to be and make sure you don't color black there. Okay, so I'm going to do the areas of the white reflection I see in my eye. There's like one around the outside of my eye too, just like right there. So I'm gonna make sure I go around that when I add the black. Okay, this is long. I'm gonna go a little quicker. So I would fill in my pupil last. You don't need to see me do that. And then I would fill in the black around the eye. And again, when I do that, I'm gonna make sure I go around that one spot that I saved for a reflection. Okay, and so then once this is all shaded in with the black, you can start adding the texture around the eye. All right, that's it.